Hello, fifth grade writers. All right, you are now on step 4A. So you're going to go ahead, go to the folder, take out a sheet. This is going to stay in your yellow writing folder. And this one, you're going to read over it and then go through and revise your memoir. Okay, so it says here transition words and phrases. So, what we're going to be looking for when we check your draft is that you have some good transition words. In writing, we don't just want to go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing without any type of transition. It confuses our readers. So, this sheet you're going to read on your own. So, for example, if your purpose in your memoir is to show addition, meaning also or as well or furthermore or in addition, you can use some of these transition words to add into your memoir to make it a little easier. So, for example, if I was describing Miss Higgins and I wanted to show an addition, I might use a sentence like Miss Higgins was the meanest teacher I had ever met. In addition, or additionally, her voice scared me tremendously, or whatever it is I want to say. So if you're adding on an extra sentence on the same topic, you can use one of these transition words. If you want to show consequences, here are some keywords you might want to use. So you could use, some of them are a little fancy dancy, accordingly, as a result, consequently, for this reason, or for this purpose. Hence is very fancy. Otherwise, subsequently, therefore, and then this one is crazy fancy. Thus. So you're going to want to go through your memoir and just make sure that you have some type of transition. So, for example, I might say in Miss Higgins' classroom, if you didn't have your homework, you were forced to sit on the rug and not ask any questions. Consequently, when Miss Higgins found out I didn't have my homework, I was immediately sent to the rug. This one is to show examples. So you can start with saying, for example, or for instance. Some of these are very fancy that you might not want to use. Illustrated with as an example in this case or specifically. An example of this could be for my Miss Higgins story if I wanted to say, I felt more embarrassed than I ever had in my 7 years. Specifically, the lump in my throat kept getting bigger and bigger. And then if you want to show emphasis, that means you want to emphasize something. You want your readers to really pay attention to it. You can use words like above all, especially, even, indeed, in fact, of course, particularly, or truly. And this is more for when you want to really make it known to your reader, hey, this is really important. So in my Miss Higgins story, I might say she was the scariest teacher I had ever met. And then I might say, in fact, to this day, adults tell me they had Miss Higgins and were truly terrified of her as well. This one is to show exception, meaning a difference. So aside from or besides, except, excluding, all of these would be like an exception, or to show cause and effect, accordingly, because, consequently, or to summarize something. So all of these really are just telling us we need to use transition words in our writing, and you're going to want to go through your revisions and just check, do I have transitions? Do I go from one topic to the next without a transition word, or have I put some in? That is what you're doing in step 4A. Good luck, writers.